Let's go to, I'm gonna go, okay. I promised I would go through my theories, but I'm going to go through
the evidence first.
Let me go through my evidence, because that might help me piece together something. Look at this man! Victim is Nagito Kameda. The body was discovered inside the warehouse near the Monokuma plushie factory. Estimated time of death is believed to be noon sharp. Oh yeah, they said we don't know when it happened. Happened at noon sharp. Believed. Not only is there a spear stabbed in his stomach, there are multiple stab wounds on each of his thighs. Furthermore, there's a laceration on his left arm and a knife impaled in his right hand. Okay? Oh gosh, I'm sorry. Every time I see that, I get like chills. I'm like, oh gosh. It's very gruesome, but very good. Both Nagito's legs were tied with rope. Each rope was tied to nearby pillars, which prevented him from moving. His thighs were also covered with a lot of stab wounds. Okay. Burned rope. The rope was tied to Nagito's right hand, burned off over Nagito's right sleeve, still looked clean. Okay. Survival knife that was stabbed into Nagito's right hand. The knife is from the military base. It's safe to assume that the wounds on Nagito's legs and left arm were caused by this knife. Blood was splattered on the palm of Nagito's left hand. For some reason, the splatter cut off in the middle of his palm. Also, the back of his left hand has an unnatural blood stain that's only above the middle joints of his fingers. Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape. However, the blood that splattered onto his face wasn't under the duct tape. The tape itself had a lot of crinkles, as if Nagito was desperately moving his mouth underneath it. Spear impaled through Nagito's stomach. A cord with an iron weight, the end of it extends from the back of the handle. For some reason, only the section where the cord and weight touch is bloody. Only the section where the cord and the weight. Oh, the cord and the weight. Okay, I see. I see the little stripe. Life-size Monokuma plushie was found on the floor near the fire's origin point. So, huge bloody hole in the stomach as if it was stabbed. Okay, this was something I forgot about. I'm thinking. Okay. Faint red line was on the ceiling girder inside the goods warehouse. A lot of tipped over Monokuma panels were scattered around the goods warehouse. In one area, the panels seemed to be laying on top of each other in a straight, orderly line. Found at the fire's origin point. It looks like it was what caused the fire. An MP3 player that comes with speakers. The music that was blaring through the warehouse when Hajime and the others arrived was coming. Sonya secretly used one of the bombs from the military base at the ancient ruins. Found out the bombs were fake. At the time, Monami was apparently peeking at the whole thing. Monokuma knew all along that the bombs were fake. However, he apparently never revealed the fact to anyone. It's a diary that Monami updated every day. Or did she? According to Monokuma, Monami can't write. Gas mask hidden in Nagito's cottage under his bed. Found at Nagito's cottage under the bed. It's a round, thin piece of aluminum paper. Poison found inside the refrigerator at Nagito's cottage. Warning label on the back says highly potent, low, gaseous state. Breaks down in minutes. Possible for you to poison someone to death without any complication. This liquid, blah, blah, blah. Cool place. Glass or plastic container away from something. File contains Hope Peak's Academy student profiles. 16. Due to the fact that Monokuma forged the trade profile, looking at this won't help us identify the traits. Okay. That's all I got. And I feel like they're gonna throw this the twist at me. Like, no, you can't get all the information. There's something we're hiding from you. They're probably gonna like cut it off mid-trial. Some shenanigans are gonna happen and then whatever. So Oh gosh. Now I'm trying to think because there's more pieces in play. But my working theory right now is, Nagito made a Rube Goldberg machine. I think it was set up for him. I don't fully comprehend I think the stab wounds, I feel like the stab wounds are self-inflicted. Because there is a lack of blood on his palm. And for some reason I feel like those are self-inflicted. I don't know how the knife got in his hand. Unless he... Well, no, yeah, he might have done it to himself. Because he... Other hand. But that one's tied up. But, or he was holding... Either he used it... It was a knife he was holding. Or he was holding on the end of the weight of the spear. But I definitely believe that there was some sort of Rube Goldberg because the Monokuma things were knocked over whenever we opened the door, which ignited the fire. Okay, yes. What on earth is the Monokuma thing? My original theory, I don't know. I don't know if I should even say because I don't know.
But you can cut it out.
Okay, my original theory was that I misunderstood the effect of the things falling over was like what triggered the fire, right? That is what I believe, is that that triggered the fire. There was a lot of gas. I don't know if that gas was his poison stuff, or not.
Or just smoke from the
Just
fire.
smoke. Yeah, might just be smoke. The poison might be elsewhere. But I do believe there's some sort of like, I don't know. My thought was that he set it up so that if the killer revealed themselves, or if the traitor revealed themselves, it would trigger and kill him. He was like, that's never gonna happen. I'm the ultimate lucky student, and there's no way the traitor will reveal themselves. But Chiaki scanned her card. And she did that, and she said, well, it doesn't work. And nobody thought about that. Nobody was like, Chiaki, why'd you do that? Why'd you scan your card? Could it mean? I love Chiaki, but I'm sus of her. She hasn't had enough character development for me to not believe that she's in some way linked, in some way gonna have some big reveal, and I feel like Traitor is the obvious one. I don't think it's exactly what we think it is. I don't think it's quite like what Junko was. I don't think she's like, I'm secretly crazy, but I do think that there's some, because first trial or first chapter, we see her talking with Monami outside the thing, and we never find out what that's about. Nothing ever comes up with that. So I think she has ties to Monami. But yeah, I think that she did that, and it was like, that must have been what triggered, I don't know. But the implication that the Rube Goldberg was not set up to stab him, but instead to set the thing on fire, whether that was like masking everything or like covering everything up, I don't know. There's a lot of moving pieces to this, but I think that Nagito set up most of this just as like a, nothing bad's gonna happen. I'm lucky. And I think that that's why the expression on his face is so terrified. He's like, wait, what? This wasn't supposed to happen, but I'm lucky. Okay, that's all I have. That is all I have. And I know they're going to throw some loop in there.
Okay.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Dead!
Pet's still dead. Yes, just make sure.
Just make sure Pet is dead.
Oh. You left it long enough and it became a zombie.
Agito was brutally murdered.
We gotta find out who killed Agito.
Who killed my friend Agito? You ready?
Let's do this.
Let's go. Let's go.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation.
I was so relieved when he started talking.
She's
She's like, oh, right, I don't have to read that.
Yeah. It's...
Look at his bloody X.
Yeah, They do doo-doo. That's funny. I was right about them having different X's.
If you vote correctly, then only the black
Why
and
is
blue
Gundam's
side
like
shine.
that?
But if you pick
Oh, he got, like,
the wrong person,
Impact font.
Look at this
I'll
man.
punish
He's a classy
everyone
man.
besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island.
She's not even tied up.
She's too powerful.
She's
now.
too angy. No, talk me. I'm angy.
Oh my, Monami, my cute little sister, you're awfully quiet. What's happened to you?
I want to hear what she sounds like.
You've ascended the ladder of adulthood and reached the moon because you're a rabbit.
It's the second time that's come up like this week.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about that in Mario Odyssey.
Chesto!
Oh! Nothing.
One more time.
Hit him with all the special moves.
How about this one?
Can y'all stop?
We have to use these special move effects. We can't just use them once.
Will be my final blow. It's useless.
Please stop. I feel bad for Monomi.
Oh.
You're right. Now's not the time for me to horse around with Monami. The class trial has started, after all. The victim this time is Nagito, who is attempting to reveal the traitor for everyone's sake. Who in the world killed him? I'm so curious.
If he was killed for trying to reveal the traitor, that traitor is obviously the killer. They were trying to shut Nagito up.
No, that might not be it.
Huh? Are you trying to protect the traitor? They didn't call out when we were in danger. Wait. Don't tell me you're the traitor.
Oh, everybody's doubting.
Don't say something so stupid. There's no way in hell I'm the traitor.
Look at this man.
How could he do it?
Now that's more like it. Why don't you guys hurry and start arguing already?
Traitor, the killer who murdered Nagito, is here, right? Are they the same person? Or... Duct tape Monokuma and Monokuma's account. Only Monokuma's account. Monokuma's account. It's gotta be it.
The killer didn't take Nagito's mouth to shut him up. I'm telling you, they were torturing him.
The reason Nagito's body was covered with wounds.
It's because the killer tortured Nagito.
So that's why he was so beat up. What were they trying to find out by torturing him? Definitely the bomb's hiding place.
But you...
So, the suspect is whoever found the bomb first.
That was Fuyuhiko.
I found it by coincidence. There's no way I'd torture someone.
Monokuma panel. No, Monokuma plushie? What? Hold on. Why did the killer have to torture Nagito? Were the wounds on Nagito's body really caused by torture in the first place? Oh, wow! This is...
Oh my gosh, I just remembered. It was like, I was like trying to piece it together. It was just like, oh right! Oh, that's really smart!
It's because the killer tortured Nagito.
So that's why he was
Wait
so
a minute.
beat up. What were they trying to find out by torturing him? Definitely the bomb's hiding place. If so, the suspect is whoever found the bomb first.
Survival
That was
knife.
Fuyuhiko.
Look through your
I
bullets.
found it by coincidence.
Survival knife, duct tape, Monokuma plushie,
There's no way I'd
Monokuma
torture
panels,
someone.
oil lighter, Monokuma's account. There's a couple more. There's like 6. Okay. So the problem is that they're equating the finding of the bombs with whoever tortured Nagito. But the bombs have nothing to do with Nagito being tortured, has to do with the survival knife. So whoever found the survival knife
Hold
was,
on, you
wait.
talked yourself into like a loop that I could not follow you.
I'm sorry.
What did you say?
I'm trying to...
Okay, the core. Okay, so I'm gonna call this Kazuichi's argument. The core of Kazuichi's argument is someone tortured Nagito to get information. The one who has that information must be the killer.
Okay. Okay, so it's Monokuma. It is the Monokuma's account that there's no information.
Monokuma said, "I never told anyone that the bombs were fake." So
it's Yeah. Okay.
what does that give you?
I never told anyone that the bombs were fake.
No. So what is that? Okay, there's a very key information, and I'm so proud of it. It's such a good. It's such good mystery writing. Okay. Kazuichi is claiming
he never went. He says he never went.
No.
Okay.
Hold on. Kazuichi is claiming that someone tortured Nagito to get information out of Nagito, and therefore whoever has that information must have been the killer.
Nagito had the information.
Okay, Nagito had that information. Do you think that Nagito told anyone that information?
No.
How do you know?
Because he's Nagito.
Okay, there's another reason that you know that Nagito did not tell anyone that information.
Because it's self-inflicted?
Because of the... Could Nagito have told anyone?
Duct tape!
She got it. She got there, everyone. It's so smart.
It's so very smart.
Cause it's like you go through it and it's like, what? No, that all makes sense. Yes. Wait. No, it doesn't.
I just want to say I've thought about this several times, but like, I've thought about how this, I feel like this playthrough could be very, very annoying to watch if not for you knowing the answers and not allowing me to struggle.
I can't.
There are instances where it's like we both get confused, but you haven't like explicitly ever spoiled anything.
I'm not gonna tell you the answer. I'm gonna let you think about it and figure it out.
Gotcha.
I'm telling you, they were.
But I also don't want to be here for an hour while you
I understand.
fail over and over on this one thing because you're thinking in the wrong direction.
Right, I'm thinking in circles.
Okay. So that's why he was so... What were they trying to... Definitely the bomb's hiding place. If so, is whoever found the bomb first.
That was Fuyuhiko. I found it by coincidence. There's no way I'd torture someone.
Okay, what do I use this
I think it goes on the torture.
Okay, the first one?
Yeah.
Somebody tortured him.
Somebody tortured him. There, you can prove that it wasn't to get information out of him.
The killer tortured Nagito.
No,
Because
that's
they taped
wrong.
his mouth shut.
Why would they try?
But Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape, so he wouldn't have been able to confess anything. If he was being tortured for information, they wouldn't have taped his mouth like that.
I'm prepared.
No! Oh, he is fighting back!
He's gonna go all out. He has to make sure we win.
It's a trap.
Trap?
Stupid Hajime. You got caught in that trap.
Stupid. Okay. These are hard because I have to find my...
Yeah, you have to do everything all at once.
Oh, and there's so many. Survival knife, burned, blah, blah, blah. And
Like you said, if Nagito's mouth was taped shut, you obviously assumed he couldn't talk. But that was the trap. He wanted to hide the fact that he got interrogated.
what? Hide the fact that you got...
His mouth shut. How is he supposed to answer anything?
Pay attention. This is how it went down. First, the killer tortured Nagito and got information about the bomb's location. Then, after they killed him...
Oops.
Damn it!
Okay. Tortured him after they got information. Duct tape. Is it duct tape again?
I think it's duct tape again.
Like you said, if Nagito's mouth was taped, you obviously assumed he couldn't talk. But that was the trap. He wanted to hide the fact that he got interrogated.
But if you tape his mouth shut, how is he supposed to answer anything?
Pay attention. This is how... First, the killer tortured Nagito and got information about the bomb's location.
Here?
Then, after they killed him...
Allow me to cut through those words.
There you go.
Okay. After they killed him.
No.
I see.
There's no doubt Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape before he was beat up.
What did you say?
Who cares about the duct tape? We might as well settle this with rock, paper, scissors.
Akane, we can't do that.
We don't need to play a game. It's clear the duct tape was on his mouth before the torture even began.
Why do you always side with Hajime? You have a crush on him or something?
Yes. Are you in elementary school or something? You are so fucking childish.
You were with us when I peeled the duct tape off Nagito's mouth, right? The blood on Nagito's face wasn't under the duct tape, remember?
The blood
He's
on
like
his face came from his
green.
arm.
I know. It is grisly. It is really, really grisly. And realistic.
Which means the duct tape was on his face before his arms were even wounded.
And the duct tape had a lot of crinkles around his mouth.
Crinkles.
He must have been struggling to open his mouth under the duct tape.
Perhaps the duct tape was used so we wouldn't be able to scream. Then it's like I said at the beginning. The tape wasn't for torture. It was to keep his mouth shut.
However, if they wanted to seal his mouth, they did not need to hurt him with such ferocity.
They probably had a deep grudge against Nagito.
Then, are you saying the killer was trying to make him suffer? If so, it's friggin' crazy. Did they go psycho or something?
Everything that we're using to describe the killer is just us describing Nagito. They hated him so much. Did he go crazy or something? That's Nagito, my guy.
Yeah.
No, they didn't
Nagito
just
hates
go crazy.
Nagito.
Whoever did this must be one crafty bastard.
3 for 3.
They wouldn't have taken the time to set fire to the crime scene and destroy all the evidence.
The warehouse fire was for destroying evidence?
We can't think of any other reason.
But who could have done that? When the fire occurred, everyone in this room was gathered in front of the warehouse.
Yeah. And right after I opened the warehouse door, the flames started burning from the very back.
Which means, it is plausible to think that nobody here set the fire.
There's so few. It always is very disarming when there's nobody here.
Yeah.
The killer isn't one of us. But that's not the case, huh? I mean, it's wishful thinking.
Even if it was only a coincidence, the timing was just too perfect.
Rube Goldberg.
Based on the pattern up until now, we should suspect that some kind of setup was used for this.
Yes, ma'am.
Some kind of setup? Like what?
I do not know that, but that has been the pattern before.
I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but please let me do improved Hangman's Gambit with Rube Goldberg.
Oh my god, that would be so.
Sorry, Miss Sonia. You have such an amazingly high intellect. Alrighty then. Let's think about this based on what Miss Sonia thinks. Is that okay, Miss Sonia?
You're being polite.
Damn right it is.
I love her! Reason for the fire, huh? They're right. We need to clear that up first. Probably the stand users are going to be relevant. Orchard rooms, burgers, panels. Okay.
Yeah.
The direct cause of the fire was the oil lighter found at the crime scene, right?
The killer used some kind of setup. He lit the curtain on fire with the lighter.
Some kind of setup?
Did they use the oil as an improvised fuse?
They probably just threw the lighter.
Nope.
Based on the shape of that oil lighter, it can stand upright while the flame is lit.
If they tipped over the lighter in some way, it could have ignited the curtain.
Some way?
Come on.
Somebody give me something
Maybe
to
they
shoot.
used invisible thread.
I'd like that.
There should have been a way to tip it over with sound waves.
Or perhaps opening the door caused.
Yes.
I agree with that.
Yes, ma'am. She's so smart.
I also agree that opening the door is what started the fire.
We didn't start.
Just as I thought, it was the wind pressure. A dust devil blown here from glorious Japan.
No, not wind pressure. They probably used the Monokuma panels. A huge number of tipped-over Monokuma panels were found at the crime scene, right? It looked like they were scattered everywhere, but some were laying on top of each other in a single line. Just a single line leading from the warehouse door to the fire's origin.
Does that mean anything?
Yep.
The killer probably arranged those Monokuma panels to create a domino effect.
A domino effect. You mean those tiles kids play with by lining them up and tipping them over?
In place of those tiles, the killer used the Monokuma panels.
Can you imagine
So when we
if
open
they
the
just had a
warehouse
bunch
door,
of dominoes?
The
If
first
there is
panel
just like
toggled into the second.
you open the door and just your.
Oh, that would be, but that would be very dramatic. Okay, wait.
With the loud music blaring? Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to really look at this. Even though we're the first panel top, blah, 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 tipped over the lighter, goes up in flame, random Monokuma plushie, and there's Nagito.
And from there, they fell like dominoes until they reached the lighter at the end.
People might be setting
But
on
wouldn't it be
fireworks.
obvious that those big panels were falling over?
That's probably why they turned off the lights in the warehouse, so we wouldn't notice them.
So the reason the warehouse was dark was to hide the domino effect.
You know what else needed darkness? The poison.
And one more thing. There was something else the killer did to hide the domino effect, right?
Music. Oh.
You can do it. I believe in your ability to press down.
I see.
I can prove it using this.
You're talking about the MP3 player, right? That hymn blaring throughout the warehouse masked the sound of the falling panels.
Yeah, it was a very weird choice of music. It's a warehouse. There's loud hymnal, but there was no words. It's Nagito.
Really loud.
That's crazy. Look at the music. The fire.
That's it. So the strange sound was actually the sound of the panels falling.
But those sounds weren't the only strange thing, right? Looking back on it, it was also strange when we opened the door to the warehouse.
It's locked. Open it slowly. That's not the problem. It'll be fine. You just went and opened the door. It's locked. Something blocking the door.
It's not locked. It's
Trap. More force.
Don't do that.
No. I will kick. Bam.
Ah, so the door was being blocked by a Monokuma panel.
And when we opened the door, the domino effect started, and the falling panels eventually reached the lighter. Yeah, and that's how the warehouse caught on fire. At least, that's how it looks.
You don't look so sure.
At the time, Akane mentioned that she could barely open the door.
Because the panel was blocking it, right?
But they're light.
But the blocked doorway, there wasn't enough space for a person to fit through, right?
Is that a problem?
It's a major problem. I mean, that door was the only entrance to the warehouse.
That door was the only entrance to the warehouse. The problem, Chiaki's killer couldn't have left.
I couldn't take any merch.
I'm gonna steal.
If the panel was so close to the door that it could barely be opened, the killer inside the warehouse wouldn't be able to leave, right?
Now that you mention it.
Does that mean they were hiding inside?
Who? We were all outside the warehouse, you know.
Based on the patterns up until now, I believe some kind of setup was used. You don't have to think so hard. There's actually only one person who could have possibly done this.
Come on.
You don't mean...
If it's true, this murder.
Hajime? What do you mean?
Oh. Person who set up the domino effect inside the warehouse. There's only one person who could have done that.
Vote!
Oh! I told you! Man, it feels good to be a gangster!
This is my answer. What if it was Nagito?
Why'd you bring him up? He's the victim, you know.
He wasn't just the victim. Maybe.
Huh?
Not just the victim? What does that mean?
He was the victim, and he was the perpetrator too. maybe.
She's very uncertain.
She's never
You saying
quite
this was
there.
a suicide? Don't be stupid. His body was covered in torture wounds. Or did you already forget?
Boy.
Are you saying those were all self-inflicted?
But Nagito might do something like that, don't you think?
That's not the issue. He was tied up, remember? Even for a creep like Nagito, it'd be impossible for him to tie up his own arms and legs.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, as long as you understand.
It seems we need to discuss how Nagito was able to tie himself up.
There's only one hand.
Need to discuss? That's not necessary at all. No matter how much you think about it, it's clearly impossible.
Like you said, it seems impossible if you think about it, but I feel like I'm overlooking something. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, that burned rope is red herring.
Actually tie up your own arms and legs. That's obviously impossible.
Tying just the legs is one thing, but tying both arms would be impossible.
You couldn't do much with the free arm.
It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
How about if you use your teeth? Or if you use your front tail?
That doesn't work though.
Dirty joke! Is that a dirty joke?
Dirty joke alert!
Pervert! Nagito should have tied himself up. It's okay, right? Hold on. Okay.
To actually tie up your own arms and legs. That's obviously impossible.
Tying just the legs is one thing, but tying both arms would be impossible.
You couldn't do much with the free arm.
It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
How
Yeah.
about if you use your
Might just be the
teeth?
first one.
Or if you use your front tail?
Dirty joke! Is that a dirty joke?
Okay, I'm just gonna try for the first one, because they didn't really say anything.
Yeah.
To actually tie up your own arms and...
Wow, okay.
Just shoot.
Shoot! Shoot him.
Hold on a sec. Isn't that premise flawed?
What? I mean, it's no mistake that his arms and legs were...
No, it shouldn't have been both of his arms. The rope on his right arm was completely burnt up. Based on that, you can't say he was tied up.
This man, okay, now I understand how the knife works. So this
Left.
hand left hand was used to hold the weight for the spear. Right hand was used to stab himself. And then whatever he had to do to like flip it around and stab himself in the hand. And then lay down and let go of the rope.
That was just burned by the fire. He should have been tied up before then.
It burned because of the fire. Like you said, it might look like that. But that was part of the trap. There's concrete evidence that proves
There's no fire that pushed, like, there wasn't any fire beyond that point. Burnt rope. His right sleeve?
The clothes weren't burned. But the rope.
I see.
That's
Take a close look at his right sleeve.
and also the
Even though
freaking
the rope was burnt,
Bear.
his
no,
sleeve
the,
wasn't burned at all.
the sprinklers didn't even go off at the back of the room. It looks like.
Yeah.
Or then maybe they did. I don't know.
A burn like
No,
this,
'cause
It doesn't look
now
like
you
he's
think
wet.
about it, is unnatural. That rope was burned in advance so it would look like it was burned in the fire.
Then Nagito's right arm wasn't tied up, right? He was able to move it freely, right?
Yeah, that should be the case.
Hajime, that's awesome! I'll let you cop a feel if you want.
I appreciate that, Akane, but I will respectfully decline.
Akane, you should not give it away for free. Make sure they pay you first.
No.
Sonya. Okay.
That's definitely wrong.
And he's in the mafia.
Fine. I just gotta get a Benjamin from him before I let him touch me, right?
Y'all don't use Benjamin.
That's not
That-
what I meant. I'm talking about Nagito. I mean,
Stop
even
talking
though
about
his right
boobs.
hand wasn't tied up. The knife was still stabbed into it, you know.
It's impossible to stab a knife into your right hand with your right hand.
Ah, that much is obvious.
Hajime, you tricked me. Give me back that Benjamin.
Not only did she try to charge me, now she wants the money back. What the heck?
Hold on. There should be a way.
Let me figure it out.
Hurry up and spill it.
If it's something lame, I'll make you give back the Benjamin with 10,000%.
I didn't give you any money.
And no, she wants you to give back the money that you gave to her that you didn't give to her.
Exactly. A way to stab yourself in the right hand using only your right hand. It's okay. There's definitely an answer for this.
It's fine. You figured it out.
Monokuma plan was like,
Even if Nagito's right hand was free, how could he stab his right hand with his right hand?
If he threw the knife into the air and let the knife fall, could he stab his hand that way?
Is he a throwing knife expert?
Maybe he propped the knife somehow and slammed his right hand down on it?
probably.
Propped it onto what?
If he just propped the knife, he could have used his bound left hand.
If you're tied up, your arms won't bend that easily. We don't know if his left hand could even reach his right hand.
Only uses. Well, no, because he can only use his right hand to stab himself in the palm. How do you do it? Okay, if my theory that he was holding onto the rope before letting it fall on the spear fall on him, then I don't. My assumption that he could be holding it and stab it that way. Was it the plushie? It's the only thing I can think of. Or do I need to steal something?
Even if Nagito's
I forgot you
was
could.
free,
Can you do that in this game?
Yes!
I forgot.
We
never-
can only do it with the disagrees.
If he threw the knife into the
I,
air,
yeah, I definitely forgot. I definitely forgot
Okay,
that that
knife fall.
could he stab his hand that way?
I don't think
Anyway.
it's that.
Is he a throwing knife expert?
Maybe he
Prop the knife somehow.
and slammed his right hand down on it?
Propped it onto what?
If he just propped the knife, he could have used his bound left hand.
if you're tied
I'm gonna-
up,
I'm
your
gonna go
arms
with
won't bend.
Monokuma
We don't know
plushie
if his
there. Let
left
me
hand
try
could
that.
even reach his right hand.
And if not, I'll try.
Even if Nagito's right hand, how could he stab his
If he
With
threw
your
the knife
right
and let the knife,
hand
could he
free.
stab his hand?
Is he a throwing knife expert?
That's all I can do.
Maybe he propped the knife somehow.
Okay.
Agree with that.
Aha!
Yeah. I was confused because the Monokuma plushie looked like it had been stabbed by the spear,
Yeah.
and so I was
Life-size
confused.
Monokuma plushie. He must have used that to prop the knife.
Makes sense. That's why there was a big hole in the plushie's stomach. He inserted the knife handle into that hole to prop it up. Then he slammed his hand onto it. If that's it, he had to place the plushie near him. And it also explains the mysterious blood on
But
the
why isn't
plushie.
it near him anymore? Did he throw it?
So the blood on the plushie came from Nagito after he stabbed the knife into his own right hand.
I see. So that's the trick.
But for a moment, I seriously thought Monokuma died or something. A fleeting plushie is super scary. It's got the same fear factor as a doll whose hair grows too long.
After stabbing his hand, he no longer needed the plushie, so he cast it off toward the fire's origin point.
He probably thought the fire would incinerate it and destroy the evidence.
So what do you think now, Fuyuhiko?
I get what you're saying about the wound on his right hand, but there's still one huge problem.
Stab.
The spear. Basically, you're saying Nagito committed suicide by impaling himself with a spear, right? If you think about the order, getting killed by the spear should have been the last thing to happen to Nagito. If that's true, how is that possible? He can't grab a spear with his right hand if a knife is stabbed into it and his left hand was all tied up.
Then he probably took the spear first, and as he endured the pain, he stabbed the knife into his right hand.
No.
there is a limit to his constitution. If you got penetrated by something so big and thick, you would die instantly.
Can we rephrase that, sweetheart?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch all that.
Kazuichi, you were a small boy.
Like I said, if you got penetrated by something so big and thick, you would die instantly.
Stop it!
You better cut it out.
Hiko. Ally!
Like she said, in that condition, it's very difficult to stab yourself with a spear. It'd be hard to use a spear with a knife stab into your right hand while your left hand is tied up.
So you're saying it's impossible?
Nope. Easy.
But no matter what I think, I can't believe Nagito's death was caused by someone else. I also agree with that. To think that one of us could kill someone with such cruelty, I could never believe that.
Never ever.
You say you can't believe it? You just don't want to believe it, right? But that's why you keep getting betrayed over and over again, right? Same goes for this time, too.
You just shut your mouth. It's against the rules to interfere with everyone. If you even think about doing anything, I have a plan of my own.
Monomi's sassing me.
I don't like that.
But it's just as Monokuma said. We've been betrayed over and over again so far. So this might also be the same. Calling this a suicide takes too much for granted, and it's too convenient.
Then are you saying there is a killer among us, Kazuichi?
Of course, that doesn't include Miss Sonia and me.
As Kazuichi said, it's true we've been constantly betrayed. But even if I'm betrayed again, I still want to believe in everyone. No matter how many times I may be betrayed, I still want to believe in everyone.
I also want to believe that there's no killer, but suicide is unimaginable.
Do you really think so?
If you just give me the second to do it.
You just let Hajime talk.
It'd be impossible for him to stab himself with a spear in his condition.
I did say difficult, but I never said impossible.
Huh?
I feel that there's some way he could have stabbed himself with that spear.
Huh, I wonder.
What kind of way?
I don't know.
I do. Please let me do it. I know the answer. I feel like the kid in the class who's like raising her hand and like nobody's paying attention to me.
It's impossible to figure out by myself. So let's think about it together. That's how we made it this far up till now. Everyone working together.
She's right. We made it through several ordeals up until now by doing that. And even now.
All right, let's do this.
Come on. I'm sure we'll figure something out.
Sure, we can do something. All we have to do is wait for someone to say something that I can shoot with this bullet.
It's very frustrating. Survive knife, blah, 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 blah.
How did Nagito stab himself with a spear? Let's work together and think this through.
Left hand, okay, blood on left hand.
When the spear stabbed Nagito, his right hand was covered by the knife, right?
He was only able to move his left hand.
But his left hand was also tied up.
Then that rules out his left hand.
Oops, I'm sorry.
That's
I think you
the only
missed.
other
Oh.
way is-
Because
He used his
it
teeth?
bounced off and
Teeth.
saying
He
like,
uses fun.
that's wrong.
Spinal guys have tails that get hard when they're grasped.
What are you saying?
A blushing Miss Sonia is freaking awesome!
Shut up! This is some good music. Okay, I think it's...
Nagito stabbed it. Let's work together. When the spear stuck, his right hand was...
He was only able to, but his left hand was...
Then that rules out his left hand.
There you go. You had it right. You just were slightly to the left.
Yeah. Well, yeah, when he wasn't like, huh? What did I say wrong?
Hold on. It's still too early to dismiss the possibility that he used his left hand.
Why? I mean, his left hand was tied up, you know?
But there was something off about his left hand. The bloodstain on the palm of his hand. Don't you think it looked somewhat strange? He only had blood on the lower area of his palm. Beyond that point, the bloodstain suddenly cuts off, right?
When the blood splattered, that's as far as it reached, right?
That settles the description of that bloodstain, but it's not the only unnatural bloodstain. Look, there's blood on the back of his hand, around the middle joints of his fingers.
Like you said, it looks like an unnatural bloodstain, but what's wrong with that?
I love having stupid characters.
We gotta have one
We might
stupid
need to
character.
think and use our imaginations
One
for a bit.
and a half. Two.
If there's blood on his palm,
We need
and the
we
back
need a
of his
few.
hand,
They all have to take turns
what
being
was
the
his
stupid
left
character.
hand doing as the blood splattered?
Gripping.
I see!
Grip.
When the blood splattered, he was probably gripping with his left hand. That's why there's such a strange-looking bloodstain on his palm and the back of his hand.
Was he grabbing his front tail?
Can you stop, Akane?
Perish the thought! He was obviously grabbing the spear! Now that you mention it, compared to the rest of his body, the wounds on his left arm are pretty mild. He probably made his wounds mild on purpose, so he could keep his strength while he gripped the spear.
But even if he held the spear with his tied-up left hand, it'd be impossible for him to stab himself.
That's the problem.
Hey, Chiaki, what do you think?
I don't wanna. No?
Hey, don't tell me you're getting sleepy.
At times like this, you should always strike from a good angle. Just like fixing an old TV.
Oh, I got it. Maybe.
Really?
Yeah, like I thought. It's no mistake that Nagito was gripping the spear, I think. However, what's important is what section of the spear he was gripping.
I see!
You've done it.
Easy. Good
That's
game.
it. Instead of the handle, Nagito must have been holding on to the cord. There was a metal weight at the tip of the cord, but there were bloodstains on that part too. Plus, the joint between the weight and the cord had a bloodstain shaped like it was cut off by something.
Isn't the size of that cut-off section about the same size as a human fist?
Oh my gosh, what?
Ah, you're right. So this is the part Nagito was gripping, huh? And then the blood that was supposed to end up here ended up getting on Nagito's left hand.
But why is it so important to know which part of the spear he was gripping?
You're not gonna say he gripped the tip of the cord, swung the spear around, and stabbed himself, right?
Y'all so dumb. I don't
That is where
know.
the clue to solve this mystery resides. Right, Chiaki?
Come on.
I am sorry. Of course this mystery will not be solved that easily.
Oh my gosh, come on, please. Nagito was gripping the cord, steady the butt of the spear to the left hand, with the there was a stab himself the stomach of the spear.
It seems we are stuck. Shall we have tea time?
No!
At a time like this, how about we stick to the plan to think one step at a time instead of expecting the answers all at once?
Please, just let me give you the answer.
That's a long plan name.
One step at a time? What does that mean? Let's focus on the spear first. Namely, where it was and how it was positioned just before it impaled Nagito.
How it was positioned.
Nagito is facing up, spear stabbed to his stomach.
I think it's time.
I think.
I think we
Could
need
it
to-
be? Stay the spear? Nagito was holding the cord. Put those together and think about it. I should be able to figure this out. The spear. What state was before we got rid of it? Oh my gosh.
Here we go.
Oh, thank goodness for
dive.
the electric dive.
Yeah, Hangman.
Thank
There's
goodness.
no, what on earth do you spell out?
It would be like,
It would be like a full sentence.
yeah. Ah!
Watch out!
Watch out for those blue triangles. Question one. Where was the spear just before Nagito's left? Before, above him.
Above he.
Wee.
Watch
What
out,
is that?
A red diamond is about. A new obstacle. Okay. Oh.
Ooh, not so fast. Careful. Careful. We're gonna wait over here. Ah! Ah! Ooh.
He was coming for you.
Ooh, he was gonna get me.
Coming at you. Besides the spear, what else was above him?
Sprinklers! That's it. Here we go. Ah! No! No!
He's reading your movements. He's dash dancing.
Gonna get one more comboed. Wee. I like logic dive.
It's a good one. It's a fun one.
It's weirdly relaxing. Both the spear. Wait, what item connects both the spear and the ceiling? The cord?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yes.
It's only red. Okay, can we take a very short break? I need to go to the bathroom. Or,
No.
okay,
but-
that's fine. All right,
It's all coming together.
I'll edit that so it looks.
Yeah, no.
The spear impaled Nagito as he was laying face up. It must have been perpendicular to him just before that.
It is painful when they won't let me just say it.
Yeah.
Just say it.
If Nagito did that all by himself, did he have some sort of ESP?
He was.
That'd be awesome, but he'd probably use the ceiling girder directly above him.
Nagito probably slung
We're
the
here.
cord over
You
the ceiling girder,
just skip.
using that as a support.
Now we're all smart again.
He hoisted the spear directly above him.
They all did their own separate logic dives
And if
during that
Nagito
time.
let go of
Yeah.
the cord, the spear would have fallen and impaled him while he was laying face up.
I noticed a slight red streak on the ceiling girder. It probably got smeared there during the setup.
I really appreciate this game giving me diagrams.
Yeah, they're really nice.
The blood on the cord probably rubbed off on the ceiling girder as the spear was falling. So, how about it? Using this method, Nagito could have impaled himself with the spear.
Are you serious? He really committed suicide? Like that?
He probably chose that spear so he could commit suicide like that.
Oof.
If someone else did this, there's no reason they'd go to all this trouble just to kill someone with a spear.
I agree. When I was investigating this case, I kept thinking over and over how strange it was. Why did the killer use the knife and the spear so differently?
So you're saying he needed to use that spear to pull off his trick?
Huh?
Then this is for real? He really committed suicide? Every single wound on his body. That was all him?
Ooh. Ouch.
Not just that, he did all that while he was gripping the spear?
Look at him.
That spear should not have stabbed Nagito until the very end. Which means Nagito wounded himself while he was gripping that spear, right?
Did he put the duct tape on his mouth too?
He probably covered his own mouth so we wouldn't hear him screaming in pain.
Did he need to go that far? That's beyond crazy. Why would he do that to himself?
He said he was waiting for somebody to.
He was probably trying to get us to make a mistake. By committing a suicide that looked like a murder, he was trying to steer us toward the wrong answer. His goal was to get us all executed.
Or.
That's why he stabbed himself over and over again?
Did he want us to die that bad?
That's messed up. That's seriously so messed up.
That's weird to hear him say it that dejected.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's our Nagito.
That's my boy.
I'm just starting to feel a little sympathetic towards him. Stupid of me. I completely underestimated his capacity for malice. Oh mind-boggling malice that threatens us even after he's died. That's the form Malice took. I had forgotten all about it until now. If he was here now, he'd probably be sneering at me.
However, there is one thing I still do not understand. He said he would reveal the traitor, right? Whatever became of that?
He was probably planning to kill the traitor along with the rest of us.
So why did he not just do that in the first place? If he had no qualms with killing everyone, he did not have to cause a bomb scare to reveal the traitor.
I bet the bomb scare was part of the strategy behind this trick. He made us split up and search for a bomb so none of us would have an alibi. He created a scenario where any of us could have killed him.
He tried to make us doubt each other and tried to hide the truth behind his suicide.
Did he cause a bomb scare for that reason alone?
He's a fucking bastard who killed himself for his delusions of grandeur. It's not that unthinkable.
You are right, I suppose.
Yeah, it appears we've come to a conclusion. Bastard Nagito committed suicide. It was all done by him so we'd be executed.
That should be okay, right?
This is too early.
We haven't even got to the break yet.
You're not satisfied yet?
No, I agree that Nagito killed himself, but I feel like there's something that doesn't make sense.
Same.
It's probably just my imagination.
No, I feel it too. I mean, I sort of understand what she's talking about. I don't think it's a mistake to assume that Nagito committed suicide, but why do I feel so uneasy about it? Is it because we don't know who the traitor is, or...
So what are you gonna do? Is it okay to proceed with the voting time?
There...
What do you think, Akane?
Well, there's no doubt Nagito's death was a suicide. Oh well, I guess my gut is wrong sometimes.
You are right. It is not as though we can draw any other conclusion.
Then it's okay to end it here.
Everybody's like, is
Are we
it?
alright? Can I push
That
the
means
button
we're done
now?
with this last class trial, and we can leave this island.
We gotta get all of it, though.
It's okay to reach such a happy ending, right?
No, buddy.
Then it's okay? It's okay to say, you've decided on the killer? Understood. Then voting time.
No, hold on a sec.
Hold on. Why?
We're missing something.
Sorry, just a little more. I want you guys to wait just a little more. I can't help but feel like there's still something we overlooked.
Like who the traitor is?
But the issue here is who killed Nagito, right? Even if we identify the traitor, the conclusion won't change.
That's true, but...
The mystery isn't just about who the traitor is.
Huh?
No matter how you look at it, Nagito's death is a suicide. But I'm a little worried, you know? I'm worried about starting the voting time while there's still a mystery.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you mean it's not about who the traitor is? What kind of mystery is left?
A lot of stuff.
There's just one thing that doesn't make sense, and it relates to Nagito's death. Plus, it's something even Nagito couldn't influence. He couldn't even tamper with the evidence for it.
Something that even he couldn't even mess with.
You're gonna keep going? Here, I thought we were finally finished.
What? You want to keep playing the game? I want to be done with the game. You guys want to keep playing the game? Something related to Nagito's death. A piece of evidence he couldn't mess with. Okay. My gut says this. I think it's this.
Crap!
No. Something else.
Something else.
Something related to Nagito's death. He couldn't mess with. MP3 player?
I I think it's something outside of that room.
Okay. Sony secretly used one of the bombs from the military base. Monokuma knew the bombs were fake. He apparently never revealed.
Something else. Something that we're worried about. Something
else. Something that we're worried about. The bombs? Wait.
What about the poison?
Oh, yeah.
We ain't even talked about the poison yet.
What the fuck is this? There it is. I got confused because it didn't just say poison, it said Monokuma's special poison.
Oh. We only have 2 minutes.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, it's not the poison?
What? Something else.
It's not the poison?
Piece of evidence we couldn't mess with.
Check. Give me the Monokuma file. Hit that Monokuma file. It's the Monokuma file. We're not even at the poison
Is it
yet.
about the Monokuma file?
Yeah, that's it.
I know we ain't talked about the poison yet, but
The murder happened so quickly.
Huh? There was something suspicious in the Monokuma file?
Monokuma file number 5. Victim is Nagito. Body was discovered inside the warehouse. Estimated time of death is believed to be noon sharp. There's a spear in his stomach, multiple stab wounds on each of his thighs, laceration on his left arm, knife impaled in his right hand. Read it off.
what's hidden? What is it? What is it? What is the clue? Spell it out for
Time
them.
of death. Wait, no.
Wait. How do you spell?
Uh,
Oh, not the time of death. Ooh, there's lots of U's.
uh, I have no idea.
What could it be?
Cause of death. Oh. No, my you. Ah!
There's a lot of stuff happening. That's okay.
Dang it.
Just take the hits.
I don't know what I'm doing, dude.
Just take the hits. Just tank it all.
Well, they're going so fast.
There's just too many. There's too many. What do we do? Oh my. Oh my. Oh. There's so much.
Ah! No!
Help! There's another A. Ooh.
Oh!
It's okay.
That hurt me.
You had like half health.
So bad. So bad.
Everything's fine.
Yeah, you know what? I had that moment when
The case's Monokuma file. There's no specific cause of death.
when it showed the diagram for and then he stabbed himself.
Uh-huh.
I was like, that seems like it would be a good amount to stab him, but not enough to kill him. It didn't go through him. It was not like it was like poked in the
Uh-huh.
It was not very deep.
It just kind of fell on him.
Yeah. Stubborn. Laceration. Knife.
Isn't that weird? Until now, the files always specified the cause of death. But the cause of death is obvious, is it not?
He was stabbed a lot.
The spear in Nagito's stomach. It is obvious just by looking at it that it was the cause of death.
Poison.
Maybe.
Maybe it's not included if it's not important enough to write about.
Well, Monokuma,
Is he not dead?
What?
I still, part of me
Hold on.
still still wants to believe that he is not dead.
Plead the
Fifth.
Here he goes again. I'm so appalled that I have nothing to say.
But even during Gundam's case, and before during Nikon's case, the thing he purposely omitted from the Monokuma file was always the most important mystery in the case. Are you serious? That applies this time too?
Hold on a sec. Then, are you saying there's more to Nagito's death?
Yeah, there's another couple more.
Are you suggesting, again, that his death wasn't a suicide?
I was the one that was... Wait a minute.
You guys were the ones who said it was a suicide in the first place.
No, I don't think it's a mistake to call Nagito's death a suicide, but it's not just a suicide. Come to think of it, did Nagito really commit suicide just to get us all killed?
Are you sticking up for him?
Yes, he's my boy.
That's not what I meant. I mean it in a bad sense.
Bad sense?
I just remembered that his malice always defied our expectations, and that concerns me. For example, would that malice just end here?
Huh?
Did Nagito's malice drive him to risk his life for a truth we'd reach this easily? I mean, this is Nagito we're talking about, you know?
He's fucking passionate.
How interesting! You sure do believe in Nagito, huh? Because you believe in his malice, you continue to suspect his malice. I see. I guess that's what passes for friendship these days.
He's my best friend.
What friendship?
What should we do, you guys? Should we proceed with the vote?
No!
I think we should keep going until everyone is satisfied, even if it's just to be safe.
Yes, ma'am.
You were right. We only get one chance to vote after all.
Just to be safe, huh? Guess I have no choice. If that's the case, I'll do my best to go along with it.
This is friggin' annoying. But if you guys say you're doing it, there's no way I'm gonna back out.
Hey, Monokuma, you heard us. The voting's gonna have to wait.
We've come this far. Let's work hard till the very end. If we work together, everything should be all right.
I love Chia.
That's what I believe.
Oh, splendid. You guys are so splendid right now.
Wow, I really get her voice fairly close.
You're pretty good at it.
That's right. If all your hopes are united, no despair can shake you.
While your hopes are united, no despair can shake you, huh? Now that I think about it, Nagito said the same thing. Absolute hopes that can overcome any despair. He said he was yearning for that. The situation we're in might be the thing that Nagito wanted all along. Oh. Wait a minute. No, never mind.
No.
No. I'm probably overthinking. What is...
Just thought it was funny.
Oh, man. That's some wild.
No.
Man, my heart was racing like crazy when I thought the voting time was going to start, but... Well, if you think about it rationally, there's no way it was going to happen. We haven't done this bit yet. Most of the players probably figured that out, too. You're the only one who didn't know. You stupid. Isn't that right, Monami? Hey, how much longer are you planning to sulk? Let's get along like we always do. Alright, you can play this game, bitch. Asshole. Alright, you passed. Friendship is measured by how long you can stand the silence when you're all alone with someone else. So, Monami and I are the bestest of best friends.
Don't say such stupid things. I hate you so much right now.
Enough! Why do I have to be hated that much? Besides the fact that you snap
That's
at
me.
That's you.
Besides the fact that you snap at me like that, I don't trust you at all. Not a teensy tiny 1 millimeter bit.
How sad. Distrusting your friend is much more shameful than being betrayed by that friend, you know.
We aren't even friends in the first place?
Then as your older brother, let me say this.
You're not even my brother!
It's sad to live a life without friendship. That's even sadder than watching a high school rom-com full of guys.
Well, there may be some demands for that. I fell for it! I totally took the man bait!
What?
I don't.
I've never heard of that.
Anyway,
Save the game! At chapter 4 end.
yeah.
I'm scared.
I'm Monami. By now, there's nothing more for me to say. Anyway, my chest is full of pride right now. Everyone is united against despair. They're totally awesome. That's why I'm gonna fight too. I will fight the only way I can. I'm gonna show that guy my fearsome retaliation. That's basically it.
Okay.
If we're working together, where do we start? With the cause of death missing from the Monokuma file?
Why don't we try removing all our preconceived notions before we discuss this? In the beginning, our discussion advanced by assuming Nagito's death was caused by the spear. It's better to confirm if there are any other possibilities.
What else
That's what I
could have
think.
killed him?
Other possibilities.
If something other than the spear killed Nagito, all I can think of is a knife stabbed into his hand, but...
That was definitely a gruesome wound, but it wouldn't be the fatal wound, don't you think?
Okay, realistically, the wounds on his thighs could kill him.
Yeah, he could have died from blood loss.
If he hit an artery, gone.
If you think the cuts
But he's
on
very
his
lucky.
legs and left arm aren't the
He
fatal
did-
Also the left arm. There's also a major artery on your arm.
Yes.
Are we finished already?
I feel like it's possible that we overlooked
Oh, she's
something.
just feeding it to me. She's like a baby. It's like she's spoon feeding a 30-year-old. It's like, all right, here comes the plane. Mother, I'm 30. I'm a doctor. Please just let me eat my
Please.
steak.
Then let's bring up whatever we can think of, one after the other. That might clear some
Let's
things
just
up.
talk so Nagito can shoot some bullets.
Exactly.
Not
We
Nagito.
should
Not
cooperate
No,
at a
Hinata.
time like
Yes,
this.
I'm sorry. I just miss him so
He had a
much.
wound that wasn't a spear. We don't even. I know, I miss him too. It's okay. I don't even know if that actually exists, but if it does, we need to find out what it is, no matter what. Poison!
What could it be?
Please, poison! Give me a poison. Special poison! A
Let us
funny
consider
poison.
a different fatal wound.
It's not the knife in his right hand, right? It's not the other wounds, right?
With all those wounds, maybe he simply bled to death.
There's no way he burned to death.
No.
Was the cause of death something that cannot be seen?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
agree with that.
You've done it.
She's
You've
so
done
smart.
it again.
She is so smart. I love her. She's so clever.
We are all Kazuichi on this day.
We are all respect.
Totally forgot about that possibility. If the cause of death was something we can't see, then we have to consider poison as a possible method.
That would explain the gasping.
It is true that poison is not something we can see, but why did you bring that up all of a sudden?
I remember, when I went to investigate Nagito's cottage, I discovered something really strange. Inside
bottle
the
of
refrigerator,
poison.
I found a bottle of Monokuma's special poison.
Why is it Monokuma's funny poison? You have to say the whole title. Monokuma's special good boy poison.
For good boys. For only good boys poisoning.
For good boy poisoning only.
Additionally, it's a poison made specifically for killing.
Monokuma's special good boy killing poison for killing good.
I see. Now that you mention it, there's no way a toxin...
I want them to say the full thing every time.
If poison was the cause of death, it would not be an obvious wound on Nagito's body.
However, it's common for blood blotches to appear on a body that's been poisoned.
I see. You sure seem to know a lot about medicine.
What does that mean?
Dad, even if blood blotches appear, if the body was already covered in blood, there's no way we'd notice them easily, right?
Did he wound his body just to camouflage them?
That's also a possibility.
But still, both of Nagito's hands were full. So how would he drink poison?
It was in the air.
His left hand was tied up and gripping the spear, and his right hand had a knife stuck in it.
If it was a slow-acting poison, it is possible he consumed it in advance.
No, the warning label on the bottle explicitly states the effect is instant.
Then it's impossible. Both his hands were full just before he died.
And this is when the hardtail appears.
You're totally overvaluing that tail.
His
Can we
mouth was covered
stop?
with duct
Quit.
tape. If he wanted to drink poison, how'd he get it past his lips?
There's no way he could have drank the poison. It might be impossible.
Chiaki, you know the answer.
Just kidding. It's not like we're out of possibilities yet.
Are there any left?
Yes.
No matter how you slice it, he was totally killed by that spear.
Since we've already ruled out so many possibilities, it might be easier to think about what really killed him.
Yes.
Operation Elimination Method. The hint should be written on the poison's warning label. Maybe.
Chiaki, honey, you were there with me. The poison was written on the label. Remember it. Gas. Thank goodness it's Logic Dive. I don't think I could do hang game.
I
right
have.
now. Tony Hawk. Wow.
Wow. You're doing
Very.
so good. So much logic.
I'm waiting for it to
Just put the
trick
one right
me.
in the middle.
Ah! There we go.
Tricky little path.
Wow.
What state
Stick.
was the poison in when it affected Nagito?
Gas. Big ol' fart. Big ol' stinky poo. Uh-oh. I wanted to finish that sentence, but... Ah! I have
That's
too
what
much-
you get.
I'm sorry. I miss Monkey.
Okay. Sure.
How am I supposed to get up there?
That's for cool boys.
I don't remember the jump button.
It's X, I think.
Okay, we're taking this slow. Come on.
There he goes.
We. Ah!
Not that slow.
I'm gonna die!
Are you gonna die to Logic Dive?
Shut
Could it
up.
be?
Shut up, I'm not Tony Hawk.
No one's Tony Hawk.
Not even Tony Hawk. I know that we might be some time out before we get to this point, but I cannot wait for compilations.
Question 2. How did the poison enter Nagito's
Through his nose! Ah!
Wow.
I didn't know it was gonna be that thin! We're just gonna go very slow, everybody.
Yes, it's fine. There he goes. You've done it. Victory is achieved.
Breathe it with his nose. Breathe it with his nose.
Wait. Gotta make it. The end. She's very slowly.
I'm not risking it. Oh
You've got,
gosh.
You've got like 4 hits left or something.
I don't want, but what if I have a really hard?
What if it's really hard though? What if everything?
What if I
gets
get one of those ones where it's like the answer is there, but it's so confusing. Which
so convoluted?
yeah.
You've done it.
Breathe it
Gas
through
through
his
his
nose.
It's all coming together.
I didn't know what button to push. I was kind of sitting there waiting for it to be like, all right, you did it.
What if instead of drinking the poison, We assume he inhaled it.
Inhaled?
It's
Like
written on the
drug?
poison's warning label.
This enchanted liquid is highly potent, and it takes effect immediately. Those vitality is low, the liquid is very dangerous when vaporized.
That's me doing you doing Monokuma.
That's not.
Dangerous when vaporized. In other words, breathing in
Vaporize.
the gas is fatal.
I don't know why I thought of like pew.
Yeah,
It's the sound of getting vaporized.
something like that.
Then all he had to do was breathe it in through his nose.
Breathe that poisonous gas inside the warehouse? But if poisonous gas had spread throughout the warehouse, why didn't it kill us?
Smoke, fire, sprinklers?
There was something else on the word.
Sprinklers.
I see.
Yes.
The sprinklers in the warehouse. Thanks to those, we didn't inhale that poison gas.
I love how
The poison
Chiaki looks
gas
on this one.
disappeared
Yeah.
because of the sprinklers? It wasn't the fire?
Well, this was also written on the poison's warning label.
Gas just getting heavier. Susceptible to hydrolysis.
Ah.
Of course! Hydrolysis!
Of
I
course.
will
The
explain.
chemical bonds that form the poison were broken down by the water from the sprinklers. Also,
Why can't we be smart like this
poison
all
is
the time?
apparently denser than air, so it probably didn't affect us because we were standing.
But Nagito was laying down, so he must have breathed in a whole bunch of it, huh?
If it meets the requirements that well, maybe it's not just a possibility anymore.
Yeah, the true cause of Nagito's death was poisoning. The wounds on his body, the spear in his stomach, it was all to keep us from learning the truth.
So what?
Huh?
We figured out that Nagito died from poison, but so what? In the end, it doesn't change the fact that he committed suicide, right? Then enough already!
Maybe he was trying to frame somebody.
Okay.
Maybe he was like, hey, meet me in here. And then he was going to be like, oh, thank goodness you all saved me. The traitor tried to kill me.
Nagito inhaled the poison he prepared and died. Yeah, that still sounds like a suicide.
Well, with this, we have a clearer picture. We've also determined the true cause of death. All right, all the mysteries should be solved now. We should get on with the voting time, right?
Wait a minute.
Well, but
But,
What? There's still more?
I'm still having fun playing the game.
Can y'all hold your? I haven't made my comic book yet, so
Not all the mysteries have been solved yet. Nagito's motive is still unclear. Did he commit suicide so he could kill every last one of us? What was that really his motive? Is that really okay?
Hey, what happened? There's no reason to wonder about
Stop
that stuff
worrying
anymore,
about it.
you know.
stop thinking about it. Just
Nagito's motive! Nagito's malice! Is that really okay? Can we really finish this here? No, that can't be.
There might have been an accomplice. Chiaki, what did you just say? If Nagito committed suicide by inhaling poison that he brought, then why wasn't there anything that looked like poison at the crime scene?
Anything that looked like poison?
If Nagito brought poison to the warehouse, it's strange that we couldn't find it there.
The thing that would have been left behind is
the meat on the bone.
meat on the bone!
I see. Are you talking about the container the poison was kept in?
Yeah. If Nagito brought it, it's strange we couldn't find that container anywhere, right?
He can't carry around poison without putting it in a container?
Well, yeah,
It's volatile.
yeah.
that was
It's a
written on the
gas.
warning label.
He's just holding it in his hand.
Keep this liquid secure by storing it in a cool place. Glass or plastic container, away from sun.
The container probably melted in the fire.
Yeah, sure.
It's probably plastic or glass, right? There's no way it'd completely incinerate. Even the plastic fragments of the fire grenades we used to put out the fire didn't completely burn up, you know?
Then, does that mean someone got rid of the container?
Oh my gosh, the fire grenades were the poison.
What?
That's why I didn't do anything.
What?
We killed him!
What?
So that's why you mentioned an accomplice. That is impossible.
Oh my god, we killed him!
I mean, an accomplice? It is just two.
Like, does that really matter all that much?
And now I have to wait for us to get there.
I mean, even if he had an accomplice, it doesn't change the fact that Nagito still committed suicide.
No?
You're right. Someone might have accidentally took it away from the crime scene.
Ah, you're right. You're totally right. That's totally it.
Right? Isn't it okay to close this case yet? I'm not in the mood for unexpected twists.
Oh my gosh, please let me say what I know. I don't want to hurt anyone. I don't want to get hurt anymore by hurting someone else. Everyone's tired of doubting everyone else. I also feel that way. That's why I just want to rule this as Nagito's suicide. If I do that, nobody here has to get hurt. But...
It's no good.
No.
Huh?
I feel like Nagito is seeing through us. By calling this Nagito's suicide, we're trying to take the easy way out so we don't hurt anyone else. But if Nagito was here right now, he'd probably be sneering at us.
He would
do that pose
Probably
where
say
he points
something like,
downward at
So
you.
that's the extent of your hoax.
So Nagito's ghost is whispering to you, huh?
Now I regret not doing that joke. I've been wanting to be like Nagito's ghost over your shoulder and whisper random stuff at you, and I didn't do it.
Out of a teen manga. Still, that's pretty messed up.
Shut up! You just be quiet.
I get what you're saying, but in the end, the reason he died is still the same as before, right?
Okay, here's my question now. Did Nagito put the poison in the fire grenades, knowing we would do it? Or did somebody else do it and say, let's go get the fire grenades? This'll work. Yeah.
Even if we solve this mystery, the conclusion won't change at all.
I mean, it'd be a suicide regardless, right?
Look at his
If
face.
there really was an accomplice, is there any reason we should take the time to figure out who it is? Like Fuyuhiko said earlier, it is possible that somebody accidentally removed the poison from the crime scene.
But I just can't imagine ending this by turning our backs on the truth.
It's fine, okay? There are some things we're better off not knowing.
I mean, yes, when I reveal...
And we probably just didn't notice it. Like maybe the container was hiding with the fire grenade fragments.
He did it! He did it!
What'd you say? What is this feeling just now? I feel like somebody had this epiphany 5 minutes ago. Even though it was brief, it's like a strong flash of light running through the back of my head. Maybe what Akane said might just be some kind of clue. There, I might be able to reach an answer. When Nagito brought the poison, which means the thing he used as a container was...
What was it?
Oh, I gotta do...
You must spell it.
Okay, but I know what it is.
You can do it! Greedy.
Come here, come get in the middle.
Uh-oh. Everything's
I was
falling
trying
apart.
to save things.
You got too greedy.
Ah! No. Oops. I forgot how to spell. Ah! A D. Ah! Ah!
Oh no! Oh! Oh, so close. Wait, you got another chance.
Oh, I need help. Look at that way.
The other one was way better.
I see. I got it.
Huh?
The fire grenades. Nagito put the poison inside one of the fire grenade canisters and transported it to the warehouse.
He used one of the fire grenade canisters?
Yeah, the container with the poison in it wasn't secretly taken away by someone. Instead, it was in a container that didn't need to be taken away in the first place. As long as he put the poison in the same container he brought to the warehouse, it can be hidden with the other fire grenades we used, so there's no need to dispose of the container later.
Bastard. He totally knew we were gonna throw those fire grenades.
Which means, did Nagito exchange the contents of a fire grenade?
Yeah, that has to be it.
When I first discovered those fire grenades, I tried to study them a little bit, but the canister was completely sealed shut by a layer of aluminum underneath the lid.
Oh no! Where have you
What?
seen that?
That seal and swap the insides, right?
That is true, but there was no sign he was even at the break room.
Hold on. Did you say aluminum?
I got it!
Hajime. Could it be?
Yeah.
If so, then there's no mistake. Nagito definitely swapped the contents of one of the fire
It's
grenades.
this!
I'll prove it with this.
Seriously? That's impossible. Miss Sonia just said so right now.
Well, guess what, Kazuichi? Miss Sonia is wrong.
Sonia's words are proof that the poison was swapped with the contents of a fire grenade.
Well, no, she's not wrong, but
Huh?
some words contain a clue. Piece of blue paper.
I can prove it with this. Take a look. We found this under Nagito's bed when we were investigating his cottage.
Huh? That's just a piece of trash.
Yeah.
No, that is not just a piece of trash.
That's
That's
the
my
person-
trash.
That's the person playing this game.
The seal I saw on that fire grenade matched this. It is the same aluminum.
You found the aluminum seal under Nagito's bed?
There's more. That's not the only thing we found in Nagito's room. We also found a gas mask and gloves under his bed, too.
Like we said, the man wasn't being thorough.
Did he use those when he put the poison inside the fire grenade?
It's a dangerous poison after all. He took extreme caution when swapping them.
So what's the issue? Nagito put the poison in the grenade canister, brought it with him, breathed it in, and died, right? So in the end, he still fucking committed suicide. Enough already!
You're right. If the canister wasn't thrown away, then it just means that there wasn't an accomplice after all.
But now one of us is the murderer.
See, I told you. The conclusion is still the same. Nagito committed suicide. End of story.
No, you don't understand.
I admit that there wasn't an accomplice. That was just my misunderstanding. You're right. In actuality, the truth is even more horrifying.
Yes!
What did you say?
Hey, what are you planning to say now?
What the hell? Do you still want to keep going?
Is this not settled? There is no denying that Nagito's death was...
No! Stop saying it!
No, it's not.
Because we now know that it wasn't!
Jockey?
I'm sorry, but I just realized it.
Realized what?
one of us did it.
We know Nagito used the grenade canister to store the poison. So when was it deployed in the warehouse? When did Nagito breathe in the poison? When I thought along those lines, that's when I realized it.
The horrifying truth?
Yeah!
What could it
Probably
be?
happened at the same time.
Wow. Could be when the fire started. When we threw the fire grenades!
Are you saying it was when we all threw the fire grenades?
Yeah, I think so.
One of us.
When we all threw the grenades to put out the fire in the warehouse, the poison was deployed, and it converted to poison gas and killed Nagito. If that is true, then the person who brought the poison and spread it was...
One of us.
How are we gonna move forward? How are we gonna...
What the heck?
Which one of us... And...
Us threw the poison grenade that killed Nagito?
But it wasn't premeditated!
Hold on a sec. The Nagito was... It would mean he didn't kill himself.
You said so yourself! You said Nagito committed suicide!
Then who killed Nagito? You mean, who's the actual killer, right?
Do you know?
No?
Who prepared the poison fire grenade that killed Nagito?
It was Nagito.
I see. It was Nagito, obviously. We just discussed this a few minutes ago.
Then who set the warehouse fire that caused one of us to throw the poison grenade?
I see.
It's Nagito.
That was also Nagito.
Hey, how many times are you gonna ask the same damn question?
The next question will be my last. Considering all the facts up till now, why did Nagito set the warehouse on fire?
Good question. Reason?
I see. Don't tell me. He
Yeah?
set the warehouse on fire just so we'd have to throw the fire grenades?
He set the fire just so we'd put it out? Why'd he do that?
It was a trap.
A trap?
Preparing the poison. Creating a reason for us to throw the poison. It was all a setup by Nagito.
Dang, there are layers to this.
It was all a trap to make one of us throw the poison grenade.
Hey, I said there was a Rube Goldberg. I didn't know it was that complicated. But I was right, wasn't I?
You were kind of right.
I was kind of right. I was missing some pieces.
You didn't know that you were a part of the Rube
I didn't
Goldberg.
know I was a cog in the machine.
Seriously, I'm asking you who threw it.
I don't know. The person who threw it probably didn't know either.
Huh? Could it be? Was that Nagito's trap?
This wasn't an intentional murder. This was a murder that Nagito forced someone to do. And for that
No one's
reason-
gonna kill me. I'ma make you kill me anyway. I'll do it.
Gosh,
He put the fire
so
grenade and
many
filled the
layers.
poison with the other grenades. Setting up a murder nobody can solve. That was Nagito's true goal.
I'm sorry, but if you put all the pieces in place, you are still the killer.
No, that is not the way. That is not the rules that Monokuma lives by.
That sucks. So who?
Did not commit murder. Instead, he manipulated someone else into killing him?
Gosh. Byakuya could never.
Byakuya wishes.
To do that, he set a trap to force someone to kill him.
I miss hating on Byakuya.
The
Oh,
poison grenade
boy.
and the fire were traps. That's why the curtain was the fire's origin point. All the fire grenades we threw at the curtain shattered once they fell to the floor. Because of that, Nagito, who was laying face up on the floor, was able to breathe in the dense poison. And then,
He exploded.
Hold on.
Oh, right.
If that's true, you can't say the poison was the cause of death. It might be the poison's fault he let go of the spear, but the actual cause of death could be either one.
even so, the poison is what caused him to let go of the spear.
That's right! Nagito's killer is the one who made him breathe the poison!
Are you fucking serious?
That was his trap all along. Even the wounds all over his body, it was all to mess with the evidence for what actually happened. His true goal was creating a murder that nobody can solve. He wanted to prove to us that there are mysteries that just can't be solved with educated guesses.
He probably expected that his fake suicide would be found out. After all, a mystery that can be solved is destined to be solved in the end. However, he also prepared a mystery that couldn't be solved. As you solve mysteries and bolster your hope, a huge mystery comes along and slaps you in your faces. For those of you who believe there are no unsolvable mysteries, that is when you finally taste despair. Meaning, he used all of the prior class trial verdicts to prepare this trick. Not all mysteries can be solved. Such a devious trick he played on you, as expected of Nagito.
Hey, I can't shoot the rubber band right now.
I know it. Come play a game with us. She said, what? I can't shoot it right now, baby. Sorry, Kiwi just walked into our recording area with a rubber band, just
Set it down on the floor and just stared at it.
stared at it because she wants us to throw it.
Come on, do something.
That's totally messed up. That's so fucked up.
It is my fault, because I told you all about the fire grenades. I am so sorry. Please vote me as the killer.
That's not the fucking issue here.
It's not Miss Sonia's fault. This is all Nagito's doing.
But what should we do? How can we even figure out who the killer is?
It's impossible.
Impossible?
I'm giving into despair.
Nagito wanted to create a scenario where we couldn't make a decision. That's why we're at an impasse.
However, Monokuma also does not know who the killer is, right?
That's right. There's no way he'd be able to figure that out with just his surveillance cameras.
Actually,
Monokuma doesn't know. This trial doesn't count. Isn't that right?
You know, I don't actually need stuff like cheap-ass surveillance cameras or whatever. I know perfectly well what's happening on this island at all times.
oh. Kiwi has come up into her space and is now demanding pets.
I know you used the bathroom 3 times yesterday, Sonia. And one of those visits seemed to take a while.
Monokuma said Sonya poops.
Please stop! I will never become queen!
How can you? I'm so jealous.
Ow. Wow. Wow, Kazuichi. Another weird thing you're into.
So, of course this trial still counts. Do your very best to guess who the killer is.
We really gotta guess?
Guess.
How the hell are we supposed to do that?
Is giving up all we can do? No, it's too early to give up.
Is there
But-
any way to figure out who the killer is?
But even if we do, it's one of us.
Uh-huh.
And whoever it was didn't want to kill him.
Even though it's just a hunch, it's There's one way, I think. Really?
What?
Hey, is it alright if we look at Nagito's crime one more time from the beginning? I want to make sure my hunch is correct. Hajime, please.
Let me make my... That's right, it doesn't mean the trial's over yet. I don't know who killed Nagito. Should be clear what kind of trap he set. I'm gonna have to do it. Even if it leads to despair!
I got it. Let's do this then.
One more time. Zawardo!
Why?
I don't know. Look at this man! Look at that! Oh, style every time. This man said, alright, got my fire grenade, put it in. That's a lot of fire grenades.
What was
he hiding in the refrigerator? It was poison. Oh, he did a little bit of... Oh! Oh, it's so good! Oh, I love him! He's awful and I love him! Put fire grenades in here. Oh, hey, what's up? What's up, my friends?
Everybody? My good friends.
My good dear friends, I got some funny secrets for you. He goes to the thing, while we're looking around. He sets up Monokuma. What lies beyond what we know. Sets the stage, blah blah blah. His whole body tied up, blah blah blah. Okay, I'm not taking time to appreciate this, but gosh! This is in order to hurt himself. There's so many pieces. It is there's so many pieces.
Uh-huh.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. Let go of the cord. It's way down here. There's poison. Let go of the spear. Oh my gosh, I hate this.
Uh-huh.
I hate us being grayed out. It's wild. Gosh, this one has oodles of style. Warehouse. Prop the knife on something. Where did he hurt himself? Spear. Where does... Okay, maybe the tape was a... Okay, wait. Start.
So that picture goes there.
Which one?
The first picture is like in the panel, over to the right. That picture is in the panel, so
right.
It's not.
We know that it's
a real
not.
one, so.
Yeah. Okay. So.
I think you should have taped his mouth there.
In order.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's.
Yeah, that's the only place it could go. Look at this! Gosh, I just want a book that's all of like the comics. Surely somebody's put that together.
Surely.
Okay, still don't have the right before switching out poison. Okay, that's a blah blah blah. Yeah, I'm such a stink. Ain't I a stinker? Monokuma panel. His whole body wasn't tied up. All tied in a burned rope. Am I right? Spear.
Picture's there.
Gosh.
I think that's the.
Ah.
Yeah.
Hey, go to the warehouse. This. So good.
Is that?
Wait.
Oh, wait, no. Before that. Is it before that? What's in the fridge? Voice.
Boys. Oh, it would have taken off the lid. That's what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Wait. How does he support the spear? Oh, I need the gurney for that, or not gurney, but
Girder.
new stop. Come on. Lighter. Last one. Wait,
There's the.
pull tab. Gosh, I love this one. Let me look at it before we do our. I know we're gonna see all these again, but I'm just like, ugh. This, the power.
Yes,
It is-
I have created poison.
This is very
It
good.
doesn't feel good, but I must continue.
No. This one too is just like, oh gosh. Boys.
Here's everything that happened in this case.
I guess that's everything. I thought there was.
The person who actually arranged this incident was the victim, Nagito Komaeda. He kept a specific item inside his cottage that he needed for his plan. Monokuma's special poison, which he brought with him from the Octagon. Using the gloves and gas mask that he got from the military base, Nagito swapped the contents of a fire grenade he took from the plushie factory break room with that poison. When he did that, a specific item was left as evidence, the blue aluminum seal on the grenade. With that, Nagito finished making the poisoned fire grenade, took it with him to the factory, and put it back with the rest of the grenades in the break room.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
The next morning, Nagito appeared before us and declared that he hid a bomb somewhere.
Did hit. Oh gosh, we're all grayed out, and that's very cool.
It's very cool and good.
While we were looking for the bomb, that's when Nagito headed over to the goods warehouse. In order to set up a fire, Nagito arranged the Monokuma panels in a line going from the door to the curtain and placed an oil lighter in front of it. From there, Nagito set his insane plan in motion.
It's wild.
First, he hung the spear that he took from Nezumi Castle from the ceiling girder by its cord. Then he tied his arms and legs at the back of the warehouse with rope. However, he burnt off the rope on his right arm beforehand. In doing so, he made sure that only his right hand was free, while his remaining arm and legs were tied up. As he gripped the tip of the rope hanging over the ceiling girder with his left hand, he lay down face up, just beneath the dangling spear. But this was just the beginning of Nagito's plan. And then, he did something no one could have predicted. First, he covered his mouth with duct tape, and after making sure he was unable to scream,
Gosh.
stabbed himself with the knife multiple times in his left arm and in both of his thighs. Finally, he propped the knife on the plushie and slammed his right hand onto the blade.
This man is crazy.
Yes.
He didn't just want us to think he was tied up. He also wanted us to think he'd been tortured. Through all this, Nagito never let go of the spear. His plan still wasn't over. In fact, it was just about to begin. Meanwhile, we finally arrived at the plushie factory and found Nagito's message. After seeing his message, we instantly made our way to the warehouse. But that was part of Nagito's plan. We opened the door to the warehouse, which inadvertently started the Monokuma panel domino effect. Panels fell one after another, until until they reached the lighter, tipped it over, and ignited the curtain. Shocked by the sudden fire, we rushed to the factory's break room to obtain some fire-extinguishing grenades. We then aimed for the fire's origin point, which was the curtain, and unloaded the entire supply. It never occurred to us that one of those grenades was the poison grenade that Nagito had prepared. The poison sank to the floor, instantly vaporizing due to the intense heat, and spread everywhere. The poison gas quickly drifted to the curtain at the back of the warehouse, where Nagito was. Also, Monokuma's poison has a unique quality in which it becomes heavier than air when vaporized. That poison gas completely surrounded the area where Nagito lay face up on the floor. There, Nagito inhaled the poison, and if it didn't instantly kill him, he certainly lost consciousness. Which caused him to let go of the rope in his left hand, and the falling spear plunged into his stomach.
Oh my thumb.
This is all the information related to Nagito's plan. His true intention was to set one of us up as the killer. At this time, we still don't know who the killer is, because the killer wasn't aware they killed someone. Try as we might, we cannot reach that truth. That was Nagito's trap.
Oh!
In conclusion, the fact that we can't determine the killer's identity
Yeah!
means that all of us. Oh, that's very good.